Yo, what is up, people? How's everyone doing? Welcome back to another episode. I know it's loud. Let me bring the volume down a little bit. Welcome back. Ooh, what the hell? Oh, whoa. Music completely got canceled and now it's back. Okay, there you go. Welcome back to another episode with your boy, TraderPrad. Hopefully you guys had a nice green day today. I know it's hard to have a green day when the markets are struggling the way they did today. A little bit of a pullback, but there's other ways to make money instead of going long. And if you were short, there were some opportunities over there. Couple insane reversals. Palantir, for example, we saw that reversal happening yesterday itself in the after hours when the report happened. And first the stock going up and then the stock completely 180 the other way, crashing to the downside. But the color of the room, red, baby. If you were short, you were making money today. So awesome day to be a short seller. Awesome day to be a bear on the market. Palantir really bringing down everything along with it. Even crypto, Bitcoin almost knocking on the door of 100,000 today. So stone's throw away from 100,000 for Bitcoin. It's looking like it's the AI bubble might be starting to pop once again. We've been in the situation multiple times where we had to question, is the AI bubble going to get popped? But thankfully, every time that happened, we would see the market going right back up. But now things are looking a little bit more scary. We've had that insane run up, and then we've added to that insane run up a little bit more after some pullbacks. But this one has a little bit of a different taste in your mouth. The aftertaste of this pullback doesn't really have the same aftertaste as the previous two pullbacks that we've seen when the AI bubble pop being questions were being asked and so on. So we'll see how it plays out. If you honestly zoom out a little bit on the market, zoom out a little bit on Palantir, and even some of these other Nvidia and other AI stocks, the drop today isn't really that big of a deal. We're still above 50-day moving averages. We're still above many of the key moving averages on most of these stocks, and a healthy pullback, I guess you could say, on most of them. But people are a little scared now. People are worried about what's gonna happen. So only time will tell. I'm here to guide you on a day-by-day basis. I'm your day trade aficionado. I'm your day trade guru. So I'm here to guide you through all the day trading decisions for tomorrow, mainly on earnings names and even some of the large cap movers that are moving around. And after that, we'll dive into some poly market opportunities and then talk about how I screwed up a trade on Polymarket just before going live here. I completely forgot about a trade, and I also screwed up the trade because I put the order on the wrong side. So I just lost some money for no reason right before going live. Also, we're going to talk about how these opportunities on Polymarket could really be out there to take advantage of for yourself. So, this is just the start of this journey in Polymarket. Liquidity is only going to get better. So lots of things to talk about today. Lots of opportunities in general to discuss. Why don't we dive into the full screen? Let's go. Ooh, let me close that. There you go. Ooh, we almost leaked some information over there. Okay. AI crash, says TH. I mean, it's a little too quick to say that AI crashed, man. Come on. Like I just said 30 seconds ago, if you zoom out, we're still above the 50-day moving average. We're still closing above the 21-day moving average on Palantir. For people to say that the AI bubble's popping or AI is crashing, like Nvidia is still above the 9-day. Not even close to the 50-day. So for people to act the way they're acting right now, oh my god, it's doomsday event, oh no, market's crashing, oh, what are we gonna do, we're never gonna make this money back again. Guys, just zoom out. This is the weekly chart. This is where the market started, double bottomed, and if you zoom out on the weekly chart, all we're basically doing is getting below last week and testing the week before that's highs. Like, you know, don't start ringing the alarm bells just yet. There's still a lot of downside for the market to really crumble for us to start panicking. Let the market get below 50-day and look weak below 50-day, which we haven't since May 2025. Okay? So if you bought when the market got above the 50-day and you just trailed it to the 50-day, you would have been all the way from 480 to 560 and basically done that move, what, made 18% in 109 days. And if you trade it even better, you're making 31% in about 180 days. So like, stop panicking. Just think about the long term. Look, there's a very famous saying called stonks only go up. Okay, sometimes they pull back naturally, but stonks only go up. Ring the alarm bells when we're down 50%. CMPS with the 11% day on ER. I've never heard of that name before. What is that name? Compass? CMPS Compass? $6 name. Looks like it did go up 11%, but honestly, I've never traded this name, never even heard of this name before in my life. Very, very boring, looks like, you know, very illiquid for a $6 name. Trading $12 million as a ER reaction is actually horrible. And you can see how a $6 name trading $1 million per day on an average, it's not the name I want to keep an eye on anyways. So I'm gonna start with some of the hot movers on the watch list over here for today after hours, starting with AMD, A-Lab, Supermicro, ANET also reporting today, forgot about that one, and then Beyond Meat, which was a recent high flyer. Mara obviously on the board over there, Upstart, Pinterest all on the board. Axon, Axon was the girl that got away from me. If you are watching YouTube by any means, you would see that there was a big influx in body cam footage content from YouTube channels, right? Every time a cop gets sadly shot at, or anytime a cop is in a confrontation or a car chase, they have to turn on their body cams. So those body cams these days are easily available on YouTube because of court transcripts and so on, and you get to see these footages a lot more. And you know, had I known that Axon was the body cam footage or the body camera creator, this was one of the easiest longs. As those YouTube videos came in, Axon basically blew up from $230 to $800. There have been so many YouTube videos. Now, it's not the YouTube videos that are making these body cams famous, but it's the whole idea that people are now seeing these body cams out there more and more. Cops are buying it. Every department is buying it. Even the feds have to buy it. Even the third world countries are now thinking about buying these same body cameras for their cops and so on. So all of that combined, you know, this is one of a stock that got away. But what a drop today in the after hours from the earnings report. Now trading at $555, previously trading at $700. So drown. I guess it is drowning. Down 21% on the day here in the after hours on AXON. Oh my god, look at that chart. AXON. That's gotta capitulate at some point around here, right? I mean, that chart is ridiculous. That after hour chart is actually horrendous. Looks awesome for a possible long scalp. I mean, right now you can possibly get long 550 and put your stop below 545, potentially get a ride back up to the north side. Looks like that's something that's possible. Let me just take a quick little screenshot over here and not dox my buddy who's on Discord. I'm gonna hope that he's trading Axon. Oh my god, he killed it. No trades for me yesterday. Yesterday he made, wow, what in the world? He killed it on the Palantir earnings report. Made 20R. You better be trading this shit. Axon, big move. My buddy is a big after-hour trading earnings trader guy, and he slams these earnings moves after hours. He does really well on them, and I hope that he is looking long somewhere over here. Like this is a very simple setup. You basically get long on the break of the 5-minute bar high, which is around 555, sorry, 556.50, and your stop would be 545, and you're looking for a pullback at least around 590 to 600, which would give you a good risk to reward play. What would that be? Where's my long position? Yes, there you go. Long position to that. Your entry would be there. And then let's say we're expecting 590, 580, even halfway of this candle. Even if we're expecting halfway of this candle around 585, that would be a 2.61 ratio, risk to reward ratio. We'll see if it plays out that way. Right now, looks like they're still selling Axon. We might have to read the earnings report. No capitulation yet. So ideally for this setup, you want to see a big volume candle, which we have not yet. So no capitulation. Technically just taking the structure break over here, continuous selling, and then the structure breaking. So just trying to see if there's a trade here, but realistically there is no capitulation yet, so you could just pass up on the long if you're interested. But man, what a down move, absolute destruction. We're gonna have to load in our good friend Benzinga. Here comes Benzinga's loading page for those of you who are interested. This earnings segment is brought to you by Benzinga. Make sure you go check out the links in the description below for awesome software like this, which I use every single day-to-day trade. Their Squawk is a mandatory software tool for me. Let me just bring it down a little bit more. There you go. Their Squawk is a mandatory tool for me. I cannot live without this tool. An awesome tool in general for that one. And obviously for news and earnings reports, to read AMD earnings report, or to read what were we just looking at, AXON, a big move over there. We're gonna dive into all of them using this tool. Along with that, you have other things like scanners. You can build your own custom scanner based on what you want to see in the market. You can also use AI tools. You can look at heat maps, sentiment scanners, insider scanners, even direct charting tools abilities in here. Well, get this out of my face. Oh, did I just delete a scanner that I didn't want to? Oh, I think I deleted a scanner. Anyways, so awesome website, awesome tool in general, Benzinga Pro. Check out the link in the description. Let's start with AMD instead of Axon because AMD is the thumbnail of the day. Let's go see how they reported real quick. Is that a bigger report? Is that the bigger report? There you go. AMD reporting financial results for the third quarter. Revenue 9.25 versus 8.74, 1.20 versus 1.16. Data centers 4.3 billion, up 22% year over year. Total revenue increased by 36% year over year. Client and gaming increased by 73%. Embedded, whatever that is, down by 8% year over year. AMD delivered 2.24 billion in the third quarter operating income and ended up the period with 4.81 billion. We delivered an outstanding quarter with record revenue and profitability, reflecting broad-based demand for our high-performance Ryzen and EPYC processors and Instinct AI accelerators. Our record third quarter performance is strong. Fourth quarter guidance marks a clear step in our growth trajectory and expanding compute franchise. Rapidly scaling AI, business growth, and enterprise, and so on. AMD expects fourth quarter revenue 9.6 billion plus or minus 300 million. Analyst and current expecting fourth quarter revenue approximately 9.15. So I'm seeing all numbers good. Not sure why exactly they're getting sold off pretty hard over there. They're growing by 96%. Clients and gaming is increasing pretty drastically. Embedded, maybe that's a sector that the market really wanted them to grow in, and they're not growing on that side. AMD price tanked drastically after hours, even after showing growth. Did I see something over here? Amazon exits IonQ and AMD stakes. What? What does that mean? So Amazon sold IonQ. Is IonQ crashing? Well, there's a move over there. So IonQ did sell off a little bit already. I mean, they've been selling off for some time now. They've topped out the the quantum names, and looks like this news catalyst that Amazon is now out of IonQ and AMD stakes IonQ. Is that what it means? I need to see more in this article to exactly know what the hell that means. But Amazon exits IonQ is fairly simple, right? Very simple. And AMD stakes, sounds like AMD is now taking part in the quantum, and especially through IonQ. Hopefully that's not what it means, because hey, AMD, you don't want to partner with IonQ, right? You don't want to do something stupid like that. All these science projects that are not even a legitimate company, you don't want to partner with these companies. Come on. We'll see if what the news comes out in the near future. Possibly this article will update very, very soon. But going to AMD, the chart, I mean, a little bit of a recovery. I'll take that. Okay, good little recovery on AMD. Still a very good chart, guys. I mean, this is, look at that, holding still above the trend line that I have drawn God knows when. Still above the 21-day moving average. We are not going to be above the 9-day after the earnings move, but who knows? We'll see. Maybe if we go back above in pre-market, that'll be awesome, showing you that buyers are stepping right back in. They're already stepping back in right now in the after hours, but I would expect the 21-day moving average right around 235 or so, 236, to be support if the stock does go down there. Let's go check real quick. It didn't even go down there in the after hours. We actually went down to 240, bounced right off of 240 cleanly. Perfect bottom off of 240. That was insane. To the dollar, and then pushing right back into today's close area. Look, the numbers weren't bad, but at the same time, you can say that about Palantir. Palantir numbers weren't bad, but Palantir got sold off pretty drastically. So after originally going up that too, so you know, anything can happen. It's not obligated to go up if the numbers are good. At the same time, it's not obligated to go down if the numbers are good, right? It's up to how buyers and sellers are reacting to the information, and what do they think that the market and the stock could do in the future. That's what you're pricing it for. So currently, some people thought bad, and then eventually people think good. You also have a conference call coming up probably at 5 o'clock. We are not trading any conference calls on Polymarket today, so you guys will be saved on that side. Because there are no conference calls to trade on Polymarket today after hours. There were some pre-market, nothing happened over there, no fills for me, and I'll talk about this mistake later on. Yeah, so AMD conference call might move the stock a little bit more. That will be something to keep an eye on. Obviously, with the destruction that Palantir brought into the market today, into the whole AI sector. Look at this, very choppy. Very similar to how Palantir traded last earnings call or last earnings report, remember? Very choppy back and forth intraday, but thankfully, since it is a big ATR stock, you're going to be able to get some trades throughout the moves if you're able to just stay patient and wait for the highs or wait for the lows of the stock. Okay, so a big destruction move over here on Palantir that basically brought the whole market down. You can see how AMD news also brought Nvidia to the downside in the after hours, but now Nvidia trying to pop right back up over here. Nvidia near 200. Ooh, spicy, caliente, muy caliente. Tesla still chilling, hanging out, not too bad. What was the next stock on the earnings board over here after AMD? ANET, A-N-E-T. Instead of ANET, oh my god, okay, maybe we should talk about ANET, but instead of ANET, I want to go check out another stock in the semiconductor sector, Supermicro Computers, SMCI, and this, my friends, is not looking good. Looks like SMCI bubble also getting popped a little bit. I mean, honestly, they popped their own bubble with all the scam litigations and so on that came into play. That stock got destroyed, but now with the earnings report, looks like a little bit more downside. Previously, we have some sort of a support right around $39 and $40 area, so watch how the stock reacts at this bottom. But looks like most likely we'll be heading towards that low tomorrow, and we'll be able to find some longs around here, maybe intraday for a day trade. But any pops on the stock, I think we're watching to short this name. 45 stands out right away in the after hours. Nice little reaction off the 45 pop, stuffed right back to the downside. So I'm expecting something like this tomorrow, where we're gonna be able to short right around 45, around 44, and look for a move down to 40, and then look for a move back above from 40 into 41 or 42 for a very tight risk to reward. So SMCI looking like a good stock to keep on board, especially with the rest of these AI stocks getting slapped up a bit. Talking about AI, let's go check out the best AI company out there in the world. Nobody knows what this company does, but it's an AI lending company, and whatever they claim they are, a lending AI company. What the fuck does Upstart do, guys? Come on. Upstart, anyways, doing a similar reaction to AMD over here, down first and then popping up a little bit. Very, very similar reaction to AMD. But the earnings reports obviously are drastically different. One makes chips, the other one, they don't even know what they do themselves. The question is over here, how bad is the report? You can see, is this the 52-week low? Let's go to the 1 year. It's not the 52-week low. So there's still some ranges here that could potentially show up to be support, but if we do get below that, I think that could open up some downside over here on UPST. Given the current market conditions, given the current market weakness, if tomorrow is a red day and UPST struggles around this 42.50, I think there could be some downside to participate in. So watch out for that one. Heading over to next one, Pinterest, P-I-N-S. Oh my goodness, every stock out there is getting destroyed, absolutely getting smoked. We got Martin in the house. What's up, Martin? SOXX was a winner again for me today. Speaking of semis, yes, you're shorting the semis, very good idea. When the market's going down, semis are getting blown out the water themselves. So SOXX, which is the inverse SOXL or SOXS or SMH, that should be the one to focus on. That's the right ticker. Or you can even focus on TQQQ, which is, or sorry, SQQQ, which is the inverse of the overall market. That's also something that you could explore to trade. Where was I? Pinterest. Every stock I'm looking at right now, chat, is getting destroyed, pushing into previous ranges, but in relation to most recent ranges, they're not really there. So, you know, good opportunities to trade probably coming into play. Boy, oh boy, Polymarket got this one correct. They were guessing Pinterest to miss on their earnings report, and they got this one pretty accurately. Look at that drop in the after hours. I mean, look, I'm telling you, there could be some alpha on Polymarket. Even though the volume is low, you got to take it with a grain of salt, but the alpha is there. The alpha is there. Same with, I guess, Live Action. We'll talk about my little mess up today. Live Nation. You guys know Live Nation. It's a website to buy tickets for for concerts, for sports events. It's like stadium concert tickets and so on, amphitheaters and so on. But they've had a lot of competition recently. StubHub. They have, I'm not even sure if StubHub is part of Live Nation. StubHub, SeatGeek. You know, they had a lot of competition, and these competitors are doing a pretty damn good job taking away market share from Live Nation. So when I saw that they're expecting $1.50 for EPS on Live Nation, I was like, no way Live Nation is actually going to beat the EPS by 60%. And you can see it was trading at 60-70%. So as soon as I opened up this platform, I threw an order at 30 cents. I'm thinking that I'm buying no. Instead, I'm buying yes at 30 cents. So I wasted some money here. But I had the right idea. That look, I don't think Live Nation, where is it, LVY right there, beats their earnings report of $1.53. They got a lot of competition at the moment, and just by having that little idea, I was able to generate, a decent trading opportunity. Sadly, I screwed up the trade, made a keystroke basically. Instead of buying no, I bought yes. Stupid. Same thing over here, Pinterest. If you go to Pinterest, you can see how Pinterest was expected to beat with like a 80% probability, and even going into the earnings report, 40 to 50% probability. That was a good trading opportunity had you been looking for that one. And beyond me, Rivian was trading at like a 30-40% probability. That could have been a trade over there. Look at AMD. Even though AMD beat its earnings report, the stock went down, but you could have bet on AMD beating its earnings report on Polymarket and ended up making money on it, right? Because this is a binary. It's either it beats it or it doesn't beat it. You're not betting on, is it going to beat, and also is it going to go up or down at the same time, which is what you're having to do with the stock market. So that's something to keep an eye out over there. I want to quickly also point out an awesome trading opportunity that you can pull off on Polymarket. For example, Palantir yesterday reported earnings, right? Palantir reported earnings, and we were on live throwing out orders on Palantir. Will it go up above, or will it go below the previous day's close? And when we saw Palantir, getting sold off, we were trying to buy the no side. Sadly, I did not get filled on the no, but had I got filled on the no for Palantir down November 4th, that would have been an easy payout, right? Because Palantir did go down. So things like that can help you make a good trading idea. Sometimes Palantir, let's quickly pull up that Palantir. A lot of times when a stock has a reaction like this, but it actually didn't close at the lows. That's interesting. So because this didn't close at the lows, there's a good chance that look at these candles. They didn't close at the lows, but they still closed below the previous day's close, right? I'm just thinking that in the after hours, we are down at 188 back again. We're down at 188. We're below the close in the after hours. 188, 190. This 185 might be not even. 190 is your under over. But you could possibly use options to help you price it in. Use options pricing models in the stock market. There's actually proper options pricing models already available for you. You could use, live options markets, even single day option markets to help you price in what is the implied probability of Palantir closing above the open or above the close or below the close of previous day, and then use that to price into this position over here. For example, based off of today's candle, if the option prices tomorrow are saying that the implied probability is a 60% chance that it closes below 190, or there's a 60% chance that it closes at 160, then you start buying up the down all the way up to 60 cents, because that's what the fair market value is, right? So based on that, you can start making some decisions. You can see over here, looks like people already started buying up the down. There's actually no offers on the down over here. Let's go see if there's any activity. There is some activity. Look at that. People started buying up some down for tomorrow already right now. 6 hours ago, they started buying up the down. There's some people coming in buying up 20, but here's the real order, $100. Everyone else is kind of small money, but $100 over here is a decent size to start the trade options coming in for tomorrow. So right now, people are pricing in a 33% probability only that it's going to close above today's close. So you could use this to buy options tomorrow, or you could use options to trade Polymarket, or you could use both to trade each other and hedge yourself. And you can also add the stock market directly, equities in the formula to really juice the market for you and juice the opportunities for you. And that is basically what I've been talking about every day for you guys on stream. I mean, if you are not trying out Polymarket, you are making a big mistake. Let me just tell you that. The link for that obviously is in the description. Make sure you go check that out. But you are missing out not checking out Polymarket. Looks like another stock that went down today after hours, ANET. Oh my god. Destruction mode across the fucking everywhere we look. ALAB, another one that went up first and is now getting crumbled. Oh my goodness. Tomorrow looks like we're gonna have a red day, chat. I don't know. From just the looks of what we're seeing over here, market does not look like it's gonna have a green day by any means. So if we're probably already okay, we are bouncing in the after hours right now. Futures will be a good option to keep an eye out for. The overnight market is probably going to be frothy. The overnight market is the blue ocean market. That's going to be frothy today. So watch out to see how some of these moves are happening. AMD, ANET, ALAB, Upstart, AXON. I mean, these moves are now so many of them. Beyond looks like it did nothing, so you could actually delete that one from your watches if you're interested. And then Mara, did you do something? You also pushed back below 16 after your recent run up. Wah, wah, wah. Oh man, guys, there's actually a lot of names tomorrow for a day trader. So your job is to pick one or two stocks and wait for your setups and then trade them properly. Kinross Gold, the gold sector has been, you know, struggling recently, and Kinross Gold, after their earnings report, looks like they haven't reported yet, but after they report, possibly getting below 22 or getting above 24. That's a decent opportunity over here on Kinross Gold for those of you interested. But make sure you're also watching gold futures when you're trading Kinross Gold. Along with the stocks that reported today after hours, you have some stocks over here. Novo Nordisk, NVO. That's usually a good name to keep an eye on. McDonald's, not really as important, but McDonald's reporting earnings. Then you have Unity. This is a good name, always a good name to keep an eye out for. So Unity, keep an eye out on that one. But that's about it for the pre-market names. Today, pre-market, you had some heavy hitters, but they all got sold off with the market, sadly. Shopify, Spotify, Palantir. Spotify actually bounced, not bad. Not bad, Spotify. But you still got destroyed nevertheless. Spotify, Shopify, Uber, Pfizer. Lots of names, lots of names. I mean, there's too many to keep track of. So as I said, pick one or two names. For me, most likely it's going to be the names in the after hours sector over here. UPST, ALAB, SMCI, ANET, AMD, Pinterest, Axon. Like, those are more than enough names to have on your watch list. And if you focus on these names, you will find a trade. You just have to be patient. Be patient, look for your setup to come into play, and then slam that setup. Absolutely bag it right at home. Laugh to the bank, ha 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 ha, right? So just be very patient and then apply this. We have some IPOs tomorrow. As I said, there's already lots of names to keep an eye out for tomorrow, but for those of you interested, there are some IPOs. Aero Grupo. So let's quickly do some research on some of these names here. Let me bring this here. There we go. AERO. What do you do? Oh, that's not it. Air Mexico Group. $222 deal size. Air Mexico Group is uniquely positioned as the only service carrier based in Mexico and the only airline that provides long-haul, wide-body service connecting Mexico and the rest of the world. Really? 1934, 16,000 employees, industrials, airlines. Is this like, what is this? Is this, FedEx of Mexico? The FedEx of Mexico is basically IPOing tomorrow. Is that what I'm seeing over here? We offer premium services to, premium experience, both international and domestic destinations, including every major city. Wait, so they're a normal airlines. Ah. Mexico with 43 international cities, 22 countries across multiple continents. We maintain the most attractive route network in Mexico, and we are the leading airline at MEX, the largest airport in Mexico. We also have a strong presence in Mexico's other large business markets, including Guadalajara and Monterrey. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Monterey, California? I don't even know. As well as high demanded leisure markets such as Cancun and Puerto Vallarta. Puerto Vallarta. Hopefully I'm saying that right, man. I'm trying to put that accent in there too. We are the only Mexican airline that is a member of one of the three cartels. No, I'm sorry. One of the three global airline alliances. I'm gonna get killed by the cartel. We are the only Mexican airlines that is a member of one of the three global airline alliances. Is this the Star Alliance? No. You're not part of the Star Alliance, then you don't matter, because that's what the Canadian airlines are part of. They're on the Star Alliance, I'm pretty sure. Air Canada is part of that at the very least. Global network of 19 international carriers, which we co-founded with Delta more than 20 years ago. This is a legitimate company. This is a legitimate airlines. Like, they're not BS. These guys are legit as it gets from Mexico. In addition, we have a joint corporation agreement with Delta that supports passenger flows in the Mexico-US transporter market. Guys, these guys are as legit as it gets. $2 billion company, but they're not a big company at all. Really. You've been out there for what? Years, longer than I've been born for, and you're not even a 10 billion whatever. How much is Delta Airlines? I guess it is Mexico, it's not America. Like, Delta Airlines is a $54 billion company, and you're telling me Aero, which is Mexico, is only 2 billion? That's kind of crazy. Coming down to see more stats, PE ratio 0.68. Yo, there's no shorting a company with the PE ratio 0.68, okay? That means the company is profitable, and you can buy them for dirt cheap on the dollar. Dirt cheap on the dollar. There is simply no shorting a company with a PE ratio of 0.6. It is simply not possible. Growth from 2021 to 2022, 70%. 2022 to 2023, 28%. Now, we don't have 2024 and we don't have 2025. Looks like they're still growing, but that growth rate is being cut down pretty drastically. So here's your gross profit: 113, 131, 749, 282, 112. So you can see the growth rate is clearly diminishing, but they're still growing. And like I said just seconds ago, with the PE ratio of 0.68, let's just round it up to 1. There's no shorting this company. So if it IPOs around $18 to $20, this might be a decent long tomorrow to keep an eye out for, especially because, what is this? U.S. asks court to reject Delta Air Mexico bid to delay end of joint venture. So they don't want them to group up. Air Mexico asks U.S. court to block Trump ordering force to end. I love it. I love it. So IPO tomorrow will be very interesting over here. Maybe this company gets bought out or merged with Delta somewhere down the line. Who knows? But worth keeping an eye on. Revenue $5 billion. They're worth $2 billion. What? So clearly something to keep an eye out for tomorrow. AERO. Next one is, tomorrow is the 5th. So AERO is not tomorrow. I apologize. That's on the 6th of November. Tomorrow is the 5th. So we actually only got to talk about this one over here. Okay, let's go check out XZO. Thank God we checked the date. Otherwise, we would have been talking about 10 million IPOs. Oh my God. Yes, guys, Aero is not tomorrow. I apologize. What does this stock do? XZO provides turnkey insurance technology and operation solutions to insurance carriers and their agents based on proprietary platform of purpose-built software and data analytics applications that are specifically designed for the proprietary and casualty insurance ecosystem. Insurance as a service. Platform currently includes 9 highly configurable software and data analytic applications that are purpose-built to serve insurance companies and other companies in the insurance value chain. Through the platform provides technology-based solutions and services for all operational and administrative activities and the functions needed by P&C. I'm guessing that means insurance companies, carriers, and their agents, including quoting the underwriting and policy, blah, 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 blah. My dog is going crazy, and he is. My dog knocked me off my rhythm. Fucking Coco. Coco knocked me off my rhythm. United States, how many employees? I don't see how many employees at all, so that's a little sussy baka. 200 million. That's it. I could buy this company out with my bank account. Useless. PE ratio. Oh my god. Yo, look at the PE ratio over there. 6,000% overvalued over here. Well, not percent, but you guys get the idea. You're paying 6,000 times their earnings. That is insane. Okay, short this company as soon as it IPOs tomorrow, especially if it IPOs above 22 to 30 bucks, okay? If you guys remember the IPO that was supposed to happen today, Beta, I told you if this IPOs at 30, it's a short. Oh my, it wasn't a short. It actually went up. So maybe don't listen to me, but I'm telling you guys, XZO, whatever this ticker is, XZO, there you go. XO or XZO. There is no long here for me. I'm looking to short the stock tomorrow when it opens. I mean, this company looks like a joke to me. 6,000%, or sorry, 6,000 PE, ridiculous. What does the balance sheets looks like? Oh, they're actually growing by a decent amount. Okay. 93%, 50%, and this is also around 50%. I mean, that's damn near 100%, right? 50%. Oh, come on. We got to be careful thinking about shorting this now. I'm still looking to short it. I mean, that PE ratio is insane. Monster PE ratio. I mean, ridiculous. This is the PE ratio that Palantir kind of used to trade at back in the day, and you saw what happened to Palantir today. So yeah, I'm not bullish about this name at all. And that is your IPO tomorrow. Okay, so keep an eye out for that one. Let me quickly go back to Polymarket to talk about some Polymarket opportunities coming in. Where am I losing money now? Why am I losing money? Where am I losing money? I guess the Cuomo lines are moving again. So, yeah, let's talk about this a little bit. Today is obviously election day in America. Or not election day in America. Today is obviously election day in some states. I don't know how many states, but most states. And New York is one of them. One of the most hyped up, talked about election since this is what, Trump and Biden. I mean, I have no clue. I'm a Canadian. I'm not, I'm a idiot when it comes to American politics, but it is crazy to me how hyped up and in your face New York politics are for everybody. Like, why is the Californian politics not as important? Well, there's no California mayor debate. There's no Texas mayor debate. Like, why is the New York debate so important? Everyone in the world knows about it. Everyone, they're showcasing the streams to everybody. So I'm just confused as to why this is so important. I, however, took a gamble very, very long ago that Zoran's going to lose and Cuomo is going to win. You can see how that bet's going out. That one's losing for me. We were at $200 2 days ago, chat. We're now at 188. We're getting beat up on these markets. We're losing quite a bit of money again. We got back to 210. We got up to 210. We got down to 160, 150. Then we got back to 210, and now we're at 188. I'm struggling a little bit. Also, to be honest, I'm not really trading. I'm just gambling. I'm sports betting. I'm sports gambling. So I need to stop sports betting and sports gambling and start getting back on the horse and make a proper system for for the earnings catching, for catching the earnings, for catching the day-to-day stock moves on here, and also to catch the hourly stock, hourly crypto moves. I think there's an edge over here in the hourly crypto moves that I want to explore into. So I wanna do some more research about that, and I gotta talk to Angry Buddha about that too. Almost forgot to message Angry Buddha. Where is he? AB wanted to talk to you about 1 hour Bitcoin moves and how to price the options slash volatility for that. Would you have an idea? All right, now that I've sent him, I won't forget to look at that after. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff over here that I want to explore, but right now, guys, as these elections are happening, 6 hours left for this election, you know, 0% chances of dropping out now because the election is already underway. You know, there's some opportunities over here that you can still look to explore. If you go to the breaking tab, you can bet on what would be the winning percentage. How much will Cuomo get in terms of percentages? People are currently pricing in 30 to 35, but if you think that he has an even less percentage of getting a 30 to 35, you know, you can buy it for 14 cents on the dollar. You can buy this for 31 cents on the dollar right now, and people are saying more than 35% is actually being priced in. So Cuomo, more than 35% is at 52 cents, but if you don't think that's true, then 31 cents over here is a fairly good price. So there's some good money making opportunities over here. However, sadly, I am not your guy to go to when to talk about politics and to talk about election markets, because A, I'm new to prediction markets, and B, I am not really someone to talk about politics at all. Like, I am so you know, new to politics. The only reason I've gotten into politics over here is because of Polymarket. But without Polymarket, I would just been completely ignorant and blissful about all of these politics garbage. So I blame Polymarket for this, but but hey, if anything, it's making me a little bit more educated. It's making me a little bit more smarter about these topics, and it's making me get interested in these topics. So I'm looking to see how there's some trades over here. Will Mamdani get over 50% of the vote? Don't you need more than 50% to basically win the election? Can you win the election without getting 50%? Or I guess you can get majority, right? Like if people vote 40 Curtis, I guess 40 would be majority. You know, whatever it is, you could go Curtis, Cuomo, and Mamdani, and then Mamdani doesn't get 50, but he's still majority and he ends up winning. I guess that's how it works. But you can see how this market right now, Mamdani to get 50% is being priced in at a good enough probability, around 60% probability. So people are pricing in that Mamdani is going to win, ladies and gentlemen. It's just looking like 100% lock at this point. One of his first tasks will be to freeze rents and free bus rides. I've heard that. We'll see how it happens. You know, these politicians, they always promise you one thing and then they end up doing something completely different. We'll see if it ends up taking place. At 2 p.m., more people voted for the mayoral race than voted in the entire 2020 election. Rumor has it some of the voters were even alive. What does that even mean? Weren't even alive, I guess, is what you're trying to say, because you're trying to say that they're rigging the votes. They're making you know, because you don't need an ID to vote. You can just kind of put in anyone's name and you can say, oh, I'm XYZ, and XYZ could be deceased, and you can use that XYZ's name to make an extra vote for Mamdani, including you know, your name out there, and then you can basically manipulate the voting ballots and so on like that, I guess is what you're trying to say. I've heard some of these theories on Twitter. I don't want to really dive into any of these theories and tin hat conversations because A, I don't know what the hell is going on, okay? And B, when you don't know what the hell is going on, the best thing to do is just to shut the hell up. just to be quiet, right? Obviously, those theories are floating around on the internet. I've seen them, I've heard them, I've read them on Twitter. These are the same theories that were talked about for the California thing and for the Trump thing. So who knows? They could be true, there could not be true. I just can't voice my opinion about them. I just can't voice my opinion about them. Only one side doesn't want accuracy in this elections. That's just naturally how it goes, right? Nobody, if you want to win, the best way to win is sometimes to cheat. Sadly, that's just the way it goes. You know, I used to play a game called League of Legends, and when I got bad at that game, I used to cheat. It's just the way it goes. Thankfully, I learned very quickly that cheating doesn't get you far anywhere, and I stopped cheating in that game, or at least I just say I got forced to stop cheating in that game, and ever since I've never cheated in games after. So, you know, sometimes the best way to do is cheat, but if you have skill, then obviously stick to skill instead. Wow, I can't even see the book price. There you go. I want to see, man, if there is a trading opportunity over here on the election, because people are going to be cashing out on this election, and I don't want to be the one missing out. You know, I don't want to be the one missing out. People are going to be cashing out on this election. So guys, are all the elections today for every single state, New York, Virginia, New Jersey, any of my American fans over here, my American viewer, TH, Foe, Dieter, well, Dieter's not American, Martin's not American, Josh, Damien, I don't even know if Damien's American. Are all states today? I guess these are questions I could ask Google directly, right? I guess these are questions I could ask Google directly. Alright, boys. I'm going to call it. It's 5:20, 5:30. We talked about some hot stocks that are moving around. We talked about some poly markets that are moving around. Sadly, no mention markets today for earnings. So nothing really over there to talk about. There is one tomorrow pre-market. Early in the morning at 5 a.m. There's also one in the middle of the day for Trump, and there's some tomorrow after hours. So tomorrow is a good day for mention markets. We will be live for these two markets, so make sure you tune in around 5 o'clock to trade these live with me. You know, we'll just tweet about these as we get into these positions. So make sure you're following me on Twitter to stay up to date on that side. Pretty good stream today. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'll catch you guys next time. Love you guys as always. TraderPrad out. Peace.